Hello and welcome back to the RathCo Gaming Channel. I am your host, Robert Rath. Today we are looking into Myst Survival. By the way, it is currently 11:10 p.m. on December 15th. It is a goal of mine to have posted 6 videos between now and 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Excuse me. Okay, so this video, I'm just doing a little tutorial in order to show everyone the best way to butcher an animal. Wow, only 2 meat, really? That's odd. Usually get a lot more than that. Okay, so machete is best to use. I'm just wondering why such a small amount of meat. Usually you would get a lot more. Different parts of the animal require different tools. Axe is best for the head and the legs. Everything else, the machete or the combat knife works great. And it is my personal advice to bring the animal back to your base to butcher it. That way you're not out in the open where you could take damage potentially. I'm just gonna drink a little bit. Okay. So now the animal will have disappeared. I'm going to open up my fridge here, and for some reason shift clicking does not work with refrigerators. So I'm going to make some room here, sticking most of the stuff in there. I'm going to click on our wolf, click on the midsection, go over to machete, which is best to use. See, that's normally what you get us for. The animal guts and the animal hide I really don't need. I just end up throwing them out because I've got so much leather and so much of everything, except for powdered detergent and feathers and ammo. I think I covered everything that I don't have. Again, the head usually gets you about 2, and when you go see, it'll even tell you which one is best to use. So, I mean, it's not like you need a video like this to show you the do's and don'ts. Also, I know that you should definitely build a drying rack because you can make, I'll show you in a second, you can actually make, you can actually dry the meat and it lasts a hell of a lot longer that way. Also, let's say you have a chunk of meat and the spoil is down to like 10%. If you dry that meat, the 4 pieces of dry meat that you make will be 99.9% spoil time. So it basically resets that time for you. I myself, I have 2 drying racks. The only problem is the quantity. You get 4 pieces for every 1 piece of meat, which is good, don't get me wrong, but unless you have a lot of refrigerator space, and I mean a lot, you'll never have enough room for it all. And actually, we're going to go and cook some of this up. Also, I'm going to want to grab this stuff as well. Seeing as how I can only cook 4 pieces of meat at a time, that's what we're going to do. Actually, let me get some whites on my base here. I actually have a notebook, and I have each, I have them numbered in a notebook and written down to see which one corresponds to what. And I'm a little OCD when it comes to note-taking. Anywho, alright, so let's see. All we need is some wood, and I believe tinder, unless there's already, it should already be, yes, there already is tinder. Wow, that's the first time it's failed in a very long time. There we go. Alright, so first thing I do is go over to the render fat, and there's already a can with 1.25 liters in there, so I believe once it hits 1.5 it should drop it down to storage, but we'll have to see. Now for the meat, when you cook meat, I highly recommend that you just stand here and wait for it to finish because it doesn't take all that long. Maybe real time 3 minutes, if that, so won't be long, believe me. And we'll go from raw to medium to well done. Once it hits well done, take it off that grill because it doesn't take long for it to go from well done to burn to a crisp. But that's pretty much the gist of butchering and cooking, preparing meat, and Myst Survival. After we finish cooking our meat, I will also show you what you need and what's involved in drying meat and sticking it on a drying rack, which will, in fact, make it last a lot longer. By the way, when you select dry meat off of this thing right here, the meat doesn't have to be raw that you use. It can be raw meat, it can be cooked meat, doesn't matter. As long as you have one piece of big animal meat, salt, and a survival knife, or one of those things, one of those knives, you're good to go. There have been so many times where I put meat on the grill to cook, and I make the mistake of walking away, and I come back and it's burned. Because when we're sitting here waiting, it seems like it takes a while, but in reality it really doesn't. And there you have it. 4 pieces of cooked meat. Okay, so I'm going to head back down here. I'm going to pop those in my fridge. It does help food to stay a lot longer, to keep a lot longer, obviously, in the fridge. I have to check my refrigerator space here to see, okay, a lot of these are starting to go bad, so I have a lot of space. Okay, so basically I'm just going to show you guys real quick. You've got 1 chunk of meat in your inventory there. I'm going to run upstairs because I need to grab a knife. Leave my knives. Nope, axes. Ah, there we go, knives. Grab one of these out. And head downstairs. I believe I have salt in here. Yes, I do. Salt. And then you go over here to food preservation. Click. And there you have it. And we'll make 4 for every one. And obviously, eating all 4 will give you the equivalent of 1 piece of meat. You know, obviously. How much space do I have in my inventory? I have enough to pick some of these up. They don't take a super long time to dry. Again, shift and click does not work with the drying racks. And with the drying racks, I can see why, in a way, because you physically take each piece off, as you would in real life. Let's close that up. I'm going to pop this in our refrigerators. As you can see, I have them pretty well organized. I mean, if I lose some dry meat that goes bad, it's not really a big deal because I stay on it all the time. I try to stock the hell out of it. Excuse my language, but true. Oh wow, that fridge is full too. Holy cow. Well, my hunger is pretty low, so I can show you guys how much hunger you get back from each one. Okay, you see where my hunger bar is at now. I'm going to eat this. I know it's hard to remember exactly where it was at, but hopefully it'll give you an estimate. You get a decent amount back, I'd say. So, alright, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to throw away the stuff I don't need. I noticed the less stuff you have in your base, the quicker the game runs for me anyways, the less lag you have. If you've got a whole shit ton of stuff in your base, it might slow you down depending on your setup. I mean, I have a pretty decent computer. I've got a gigabyte motherboard, Intel i7 processor, 12 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and a 4 gig graphics card. I have the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 680, I believe. Pretty sure. But it's TI. No, 720 Ti is what I have. I know that it's a 4 gig card, but anyways, we're down to 1 minute. And thank you all so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate all your support. I hope to one day monetize my page because I want to bring you guys the best stuff, the best quality videos I can, because you guys make the videos. Without viewers, what good are the videos, I always say. So remember, try not to break anything. It's just a game, and I'll see you on the flip side. Stay tuned throughout the night and the morning for more videos. Thanks. I'm out.